In this video, I'm going to teach you how to create a credit repair dispute letter from start to finish. Let's begin. So step one is going to be to input your demographic information. Okay, so your demographic information, guys, is going to consist of your full name. So first and last, and if you have a middle name, you want to include that as well. It's going to be your address that you currently stay at this current moment in time, your date of birth, and the last 4 digits of your social security number. And essentially, this information is going to be the info that the credit reporting agencies, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax use to identify you. So what we're going to be doing in this video in real time is I'm going to be literally creating the letter as I'm going through these steps to essentially show you guys that it's a very simple process to create your own credit repair dispute letters. You don't have to bang your head against a wall to figure out, what templates are going to be the best ones to get you results. If you understand the laws and you understand the formatting of how to put these letters together from top to bottom, you can create them on your own and start getting results ASAP. So with that being said, for step number one, let's go ahead and put our demographic information. So we'll use, for all my wrestling fans out there, let's do Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is our name. Let's give Roman a middle name. Let's do Roman Bobby Reigns. Roman Bobby Reigns. All right, you're going to put your first name, your full name. Then from there, we're going to go ahead and put our address and date of birth. So let's do 123 Main Street, New York, 10004. Then you're going to do the date of birth. So let's say your date of birth, let's do 113, let's do 85. And then the last 4 of SSN, we're going to do 1111. Boom. So that essentially takes care of all of our demographic information for the first step, right? Now from there, step 1.5 isn't actually a step. This is me taking time to answer a question that I know I'm going to get in the comment sections from people who are watching this video, which is, does backdating your credit repair letters still work in 2024 or whatever year it is that you're watching this? So the reason why I wanted to make sure I covered this in this video is because once upon a time, for people that have been in the credit restoration space, and even if you're new, you probably have heard something about how if you backdate your letters by 2 weeks, so let's say today is January 1st, and instead of you sending out the dispute letter showing that you created it on January 1st, you would show that you created it on December 15th, right? 2 weeks before January 1st. That would increase your chances of getting negative items deleted from your credit report. Now, for those who are new to the space and who may be asking why that is, well, the reason why is because by law, right, the credit reporting agencies only have 30 to 35 days to respond to any disputes that you send out. So to find different strategies and tips and tricks, this was something that when I first came into the space was very common, and I myself used to do when I first started doing credit restoration. However, at the time of the recording of this video, I no longer use that strategy because it does not bear any fruit for me nor any of the contemporaries who I know also once upon a time used it. So I say all of that to say, if your question is, does backdating credit repair letters still work, and it's something you want to do, you can. However, from my personal experience, I'm here to tell you it's not something that I've seen has been effective over the course of the past year and a half, really last 2 years, right? So you can do it if you want to, but it's an old school method, doesn't really, bear much fruit. So keep that in mind. But on to step number 2, we are now going to, now that we've taken time to put the demographic information, as we can see here in our dispute letter, now we want to go ahead and put our credit reporting agency information. So right under the demographic info, you're going to take time to put the address of whatever credit reporting agencies that you're sending letters to. Now, I know for a lot of people, they get perplexed and flummoxed with trying to find the exact right address for Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. So I've taken time out of this video right here and right now to be able to provide those addresses for you, so you guys can screenshot this, write it down, take a picture, do what you got to do. And also, before we continue on the video, make sure, guys, if you are interested in getting your credit restored and you don't want to do it yourself, head over to my company at takeoffinancial.com and book a free consultation with me and my team, and we would be more than happy to assist you. But back to the video. We have these 3 addresses here. So if you have negative items with Equifax, this is the mailing address that you would be putting in your letter. If you have negative items with Experian or TransUnion, these are the mailing addresses that you would put in your letter. And if you have negative items with all 3 and you want to be able to target all 3, then you essentially would create 1 dispute letter for Equifax, 1 for Experian, and 1 for TransUnion. For the sake of this video, we're only going to choose one of the credit reporting agencies. So let's go with Experian. Let's say we got a dispute letter that we want to send to Experian. We take this address here, place it right under demographic info, boom, right? So demographic info is taken care of. Address for the credit reporting agency is taken care of. Now we can get into the meat and potatoes of what really makes our dispute letter, which is step 3, choosing our dispute method. So because we're making a dispute from scratch, we can either use a factual dispute or a consumer law dispute. And for this video, what we're going to do is a consumer law dispute. So what does that look like? Very simple. I'm going to go through this nice and slowly so that you guys can follow along with it and do it yourself. The first thing you're going to do is identify the law that you want to use for your consumer law dispute. If you're not familiar with consumer law, I'll give you a law that you guys can use that's very effective and super simple for you to remember. All you're going to do is head over to Google, right? Or you can search here, and you're going to look up law 15 U.S. Code 1681 EB. You can see I'm ready looking for it, so that's good. 15 U.S. Code 1681 EB. You're going to click the first link that appears here, which is the Cornell Law website, which is going to bring you to this link. You're going to click it, and then it's going to bring you to this page that's filled with a bunch of legal jargon, right? All you're going to do is copy the header here, which is 15 USCE. You're going to paste that here. Don't worry about the formatting of it. We're going to come back and change it all in one shot. Then you're going to go to B, which is law we're looking for, accuracy of report. I'm going to put that bad boy here. Make sure everything is formatted in one go. We're going to go to Arial. Let's do Arial 11. And essentially, this is the first law that we're going to use in this dispute letter we're sending to the Experian. In short, all this law simply states is that it's a consumer reporting agency's responsibility to make sure everything on your credit report is 100% accurate, right? So this is the first law we're going to be using. Now, once we got this law, then we're going to go ahead and use the next law that I love to pair with 15 USC 1681 EB, which is 15 USC 1681 I5. 15 USC 1681 I5. So same exact process. Let me go back so you guys can see in real time. All I'm doing is Googling these laws, one. Then the first link that usually pops up for 99% of these laws is the Cornell Law website. You're going to come over here. And once you get here, guys, you're just copying and pasting. So 15 USC 1681 I. You're going to come here. Paste it right into this law, right? And then you're going to take the exact law within this law that you're looking for, which is, in my case, 5. So I'm going to take 5A. I don't need B and all these other ones, right? Which is treatment of inaccurate or unverifiable information. And this law is essentially a 1-2 punch for what we're referencing here in EB. And it's essentially saying that if when a reinvestigation is conducted, a credit reporting agency is not able to provide proof that a item that is on your credit report is accurate when you're disputing it as inaccurate, by law, that account has to be removed, or that negative item has to be removed. That's all it's stating. So we're coming here. We're getting our laws nice and sized up, right? Making it all the same size. Gonna come here, make it Arial. We'll do 11. Boom. Cooking. Now, if you want to be super fancy, another thing you could do as well, you can make it an actual, make it feel more like a letter. You can come here and put to whom it may concern, comma, and then right under that put the Fair Credit Reporting Act states, semicolon, you're cooking. You're cooking, right? So we have our demographic info. We have the address for their credit reporting agency we're going to be targeting. To whom our letterhead, to whom it may concern, the Fair Credit Reporting Act states, and we're referencing the laws that we're going to be using in our dispute process, right? Referencing the laws we're going to be using, which is 15 USC 1681 EB, accuracy of report, and 15 USC 1681 I5, treatment of inaccurate or unverifiable information. So we got step 3 taken care of. Next is going to be step number 4, all right, which is to list the items you're disputing. We're going to be listing the items we're disputing. Now, 4 most common items that you are going to be disputing are excess personal information, which is name, addresses, employers. It's going to be negative accounts, so accounts like collections, charge-offs, repossessions, etc., etc. Open accounts with negative marks, so like things like late payments, and then inquiries, right? For the sake of this video, we're only going to be focused on these right here, because this is just to show you guys an example. However, what I'm showing you in terms of how you would include these in your letters is the same exact process you would do for personal info, inquiries, or accounts with late payments. So we're going to go ahead and highlight these here. This is what we're going to be focused on, which is negative accounts. So what we're going to do is we have our sample dispute letter put together from scratch. Now we're going to go into our credit report and find the accounts and the negative info that we want to get removed. So as you see here, we have a dummy credit report. We have the personal information section. We have the accounts. There are some accounts on here that are open with late payments, like this Capital One credit card. And you have other accounts that are charged off, like this DSNB Macy's credit card. And then last but certainly not least, we have inquiries. So all 4 of the different negative items that I referenced before in this report. However, we're only going to focus on one, and that's going to be this charged off DSNB Macy's. Here's what you're going to do. Very simple. Walk with me, guys. All you're going to do after you reference the law you're using to challenge negative items, you're then going to come here and say, here are the items on my credit report that are not being reported accurately that need to be removed immediately. Yes, I said immediately that way on purpose. And all you're going to do, same exact thing we did with the laws, is just copy and paste. So we're going to take the account name, DSNB Macy's, paste it here. Going to come right under. We're going to give them the account number, right? Come back here to the account. We're going to find the account number, which is here. And also, quick gem for you guys. When we talk about inaccuracies on a credit report, technically this is an inaccuracy. This account number here, that's not showing the number being shown in full. So you have 603534 star star star. This is an inaccuracy because if you call DSNB Macy's and ask them for your account number, they're not going to give you this. They're going to give you the full account number. So why is TransUnion not reporting the account in full? Experian and Equifax aren't even giving you. See, first off, I made a mistake. I was about to take the TransUnion account number. Experian isn't even giving us the account number in full. So this is an inaccuracy that we can use, another inaccuracy, but that's for a separate video. However, for the sake of, even though Experian and Equifax aren't giving us the full account number, if you find yourself in a scenario like this, you could do one or two things. Either you can just copy what account number is there, which is literally just the stars, and put that in dispute letter. Or you can do what I'm about to do, is essentially just take the account number from one of the other credit reporting agencies, even though it's not the exact credit reporting agency you're disputing with. So I'm going to do the latter. Paste that here, make it have the exact orientation as everything else here, right? And then if you want to double down, you could come in here and say, this account is not being reported accurately, and by law, I want it removed immediately. And that's it. You then now wash, rinse, repeat for any of the other accounts and other items like inquiries, late payments, charge-offs, collections, whatever it may be. You repeat for those items, but if this is the only item, then you're pretty much good to go, right? From there, the next step after step 4, which is listing negative items we're disputing, was to attach our verification documents. What are our verification documents? Our verification documents are the documents we attach in our dispute letter to verify our identification and our proof of address. So on the ID side of things, that's going to be a driver's license, or it could be a passport, right? Any form of state issued ID. And on the address side of things, that could be a credit card statement, it could be a bank statement, or utility bill. Just anything that's directly connected with a legitimate company that shows your name and current place that you live works. Another question I know I'm going to get in the comment section that I didn't write here, but just came to mind. The address on your ID does not have to match the address that is all going to be shown on your proof of address. So if you provide a driver's license and a utility bill in your dispute letter, the addresses on both of them don't have to match. Why? Because the ID is not meant to verify your address. It's meant to verify you, the person, your identification. So if your address on your ID is one thing and your address on your proof of address is something else, it's fine. You just want to make sure that your proof of address has the actual address that you live at right now. Your ID, if it does as well, great. But if it doesn't, it's fine. But once again, if your driver's license and your proof of address don't have the same address, that's fine. And if the address that's on your ID, which is your driver's license, isn't where you live right now, that's also fine too, because your ID is just meant to verify you, the person. The utility bill or the bank statement that you use is going to be used to verify where you live. Get it? Got it? Fantastic. Let's keep going. So for the purposes of this video, I've actually already taken time to go ahead and make sure I have that for you guys as my background light dies, but we're still going to keep going. We're going to go ahead and include our verification documents. So I actually have both here. Show you guys an example, and it's essentially what it would look like, right? And I know what you may be thinking. Oh my gosh, Marvin, when did your jawline get so phenomenal? Relax. It's not me. Relax. So this is an example of a driver's license. We could literally just, you could either attach it separately or you could include it in the doc like I'm doing here, right? And then we have our proof of address. Here's the thing for the proof of address. Because for the proof of address, you only really need the address aspect of things. What you guys can do, you can crop it to where you don't have to get this full. Like, for example, you don't need this full page. You can literally come here and do this to save yourself some ink when it comes time for you to print. Right? Do something like this. Get a little bit of the bill and you're good. Right? So you're going to get your verification docs, which is your ID and your proof of address. And the second to last step, because we still have to get to step 6, the second to last step after that is you're going to get your signature. So you could do that one of two ways. You can put sincerely, right? And remember, it's Roman Bobby Rains. And you could literally come in here and retype it again. Because I do this. I used to do this back when I was doing my own handwritten letters. You could do Roman Bobby Rains and then just turn it, come here to where it says lobster. Make it nice and big. Well, not this big. Pause. And then boom, plug that in there. Or you could just leave this section blank because you're going to print these letters out anyways if you're hand mailing, and then just sign it yourself. Right? So Roman Bobby Rains. Boom. We could keep it like there. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your credit repair dispute letter. You have your demographic info, address you're sending the letter to, law you're using to dispute the information, the account you're looking to dispute, your verification docs, your signature. You're cooking with Crisco. I smell some deletions on the horizon for you. You understand me? It's looking good. There's one final step that remains after you finish creating your dispute letter, and that step is, drum roll please, 2, head over to takeoffinancial.com if you receive value from this video and book a free consultation if you need help getting your credit restored. And also, guys, make sure you subscribe as well for more free value content like this that you want to continue to see here on the channel. As always, I'm Marvin Francois. Y'all been good. I've been great. This has been amazing. Thank y'all and God bless. Peace.